Good morning, students. So, how are you? I hope all you are feeling well and enjoying your days at home. So, let us start with our chapter motion. So, today I will make you people try to understand the concept of graph with the statement and how to solve the parameters in different graphs and in a statement. So, let us try. So, question number 1. Question is given to you. A car accelerates from rest at constant rate alpha for some time. तो क्या कह रहा है वो? A car accelerates from rest at constant rate alpha for some time and then decelerates at a constant rate beta to come to rest. Total elapsed time is t. Find number 1 is maximum velocity. क्या होगा? Find maximum velocity attained by the car. Number 2, find the total distance traveled. Find the total distance traveled. ठीक है, तो देखिए in such type of questions, whenever you will be given a statement that a car accelerates from rest, it means, so we will move on step by step. A car accelerates from rest, it means initial velocity of car, that is u equal to 0. So a car accelerates from rest at constant rate alpha. It means acceleration is a. It means the car is moving with a constant acceleration a. Then for the car moving from rest and accelerating with a constant acceleration, we will find the final velocity. So what do we do? We will find the final velocity. It means that is v we have to find out. So let us try to find it. So using first equation of motion, that is v is equal to u plus at. Let us assume, because in the given problem the total elapsed time is t, let us assume this t is divided into two times. One is t1 and one is t2. It means this elapsed time t is the sum of two time given assumed by us, that is t1 and t2. Means t1 is the time taken for the car accelerating from rest at constant acceleration alpha, and t2 is the time while going through this motion, means decelerating at a constant rate alpha beta and coming to rest. It means t1 is the time taken by the car accelerating from rest at constant acceleration alpha for some time, and t2 is the time taken by the car while decelerating at a constant rate beta for coming to rest. ठीक. So now v we have to find out v is equal to u is 0 and it is alpha t1. It is alpha t1. So from here v will be equal to alpha t1. So what is it? Alpha t1. So this is the final velocity for the car when it is accelerating from rest at constant rate alpha. Let us suppose the car starts from here, from A, and it is accelerating from rest, means here u is equal to 0, and it is accelerating from rest at a constant rate alpha for some time, that is t1. Means for the time t1, let us suppose it reaches point B. So here we are finding the final velocity. So according to statement, final velocity will be alpha t1. Alpha t1. So when the car is accelerating from rest and accelerating from rest at a constant rate alpha, then it reaches B and decelerate, and then decelerate means after B it starts decelerating at a constant rate beta to come to rest. It means when it is C, suppose this is the T1, T2. It means time taken by the car while accelerating from rest at constant rate alpha is T1 and distance is from A to B. It means at point A initial velocity is 0, at point B by using first equation of motion the final velocity will be equal to alpha t1, and according to statement it is saying that it then decelerates at constant beta. It means from point B it starts decelerating. So it means from A to B the velocity is becoming uniform or constant, because alpha is constant. It means the rate by which it is accelerating, the same rate the velocity is having. So while going from B to C, the initial velocity will be the same, which is the final velocity for the A to B. It means when car starts from A having initial velocity 0, and when car reaches at B, final velocity is v is equal to alpha t1, and this final velocity for the next portion from B to C while decelerating from a constant rate beta, it will be alpha t1. It means we have found the final velocity at B, means when the car starting from A having initial velocity 0, accelerating from rest at constant rate alpha, at B the final velocity is alpha t. It means when, according to second statement of the question, when the car starts from B to C, so car is having initial velocity, but it is having the initial velocity which is equal to the final velocity of the previous portion. It means at B u will be equal to how much? V. So u will be equal to how much? It is V, and A is equal to how much? Minus beta, because value of acceleration is beta, and it is decelerating. It means negative, it is decreasing. So A will be equal to minus beta and T will be equal to T2. Using same equation of motion, V is equal to, and one thing is that the car is decelerating at a constant rate beta and come to rest. It means when the car is decelerating from B to C at a constant rate beta, and then when it comes to rest, it means final velocity of this car will be equal to 0. So V is equal to u plus a t. So V is So final velocity is 0 and u is v, a is minus beta t2. It means v is equal to beta t2. तो क्या आ गया, इधर हमारा क्या आ गया, v is alpha t1 और here we are having v is equal to beta t2. It means when the car is accelerating from rest with a constant rate alpha, the final velocity of the car at the point B is alpha t1. When the car is decelerating at a constant rate beta, the final velocity will be beta t2. Beta t2. So t1 is the time taken for this portion from A to B while accelerating, and t2 is the time taken for the portion B to C while decelerating. So now question is that now we have found the final velocity. We have found the final velocity at B as well as C. So now let us suppose it is first equation, it is second equation, no issue. So this is first and second equation. So from first we can write T1. T1 is equal to V divided by alpha. No doubt. Similarly, from second equation we can write T2 is equal to V by beta. So T1 is equal to V by alpha and T2 is equal to V by beta. It means we are having the value of time taken while accelerating as well as while decelerating at a constant rate given in the statement. So now what we have to find out? We will have to find maximum velocity. So because total time taken is T1 plus T2. So let us add T1 plus T2. So T1 plus T2 will be equal to how much? T. So we know that because here we have written total time elapsed T will be divided into two parts, T1 and T2. T1 is the time taken while accelerating from rest at a constant alpha, and T2 is the time taken by the car while decelerating at a constant rate beta and coming to rest. So T1 is V by alpha, T2 is V by beta, it is equal to T. So I am writing the statement. I am writing here T1 plus T2 is equal to T, and value of T1 is V by alpha, T2 is V by beta, it is equal to T. Sorry. So take V common. 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta is equal to T. So V alpha, sorry, beta plus alpha beta. So we have taken the LCM from here, alpha beta. So here it is beta, it is alpha, it is equal to T. So V will be equal to alpha beta by alpha plus beta into T. So we have to find out maximum velocity. So maximum velocity how much? Alpha beta T divided by alpha plus beta. So alpha beta t divided by alpha plus beta will be the final velocity of the maximum velocity of the car. So this is the maximum velocity of car. So it is the maximum velocity of the car which is attained by the car during the whole time elapsed time t, that is equal to t1 plus t2. Okay, so this is the first part in which we have to find maximum velocity of the car. So what we have done, we have divided the elapsed time t in two portions. One of the portion is t1 and one of the portion is t2. It means the sum of t1 and t2 will give you total elapsed time t. So t1 is the time during which car is accelerating from rest at a constant rate alpha. Okay, so it means for the time t1, when the car starts from A, initial velocity is 0 and it is accelerating at a constant rate alpha. So when it reaches B, it is having some final velocity. So we have found that final velocity with the help of using equation of motion number 1, that is v is equal to u plus at. So we will get v is equal to alpha t1. It means we have found the final velocity at B. It means during the time t1, the final velocity attained by the car while accelerating from rest at a constant rate alpha, it is v. V is the final velocity. Now for the next portion, during time t2, when the car starts from B, the final velocity of the portion during t1 will be acting as a initial velocity for the next portion. So this final velocity will be initial velocity now for the next portion. It means for the time interval t2 during which car is decelerating with a constant rate beta and then comes to rest will be equal to alpha t1. It means final velocity of the previous portion will be equal to initial velocity of the next portion. It means we are having at B, we are having u is equal to v. So at point B, from the previous portion we are having final velocity, and that final velocity will be acting as initial velocity for the motion of the next portion. So when the car starts from B, the initial velocity will be the final velocity for the previous portion. So u is equal to v, and a is value of acceleration is decelerating at a constant beta. It means value is beta and minus means decelerating. Then time is t2. Velocity will be equal to 0 because car is decelerating at a constant rate beta and then comes to at rest. Then comes to rest, v is equal to 0. So whenever any body, any particle is coming to rest, then final velocity will be equal to 0. So here we are having initial velocity, final velocity 0, value of acceleration is minus beta, and time less is t2. So using equation of motion number 1, v is equal to plus at, final velocity is 0, initial velocity is v, which is for the previous portion, minus beta 2. So means v is equal to beta t2. It means we are having the velocity relation of velocity with alpha in the first portion, similarly velocity with the beta in the second portion. So now from first we are having t1 is equal to v by alpha. So from this equation we can write t1 is equal to v by alpha, and from this equation, second equation, we can write t2 is equal to v upon beta. It means for the total interval time, because we have to find maximum velocity. Maximum velocity क्या होगी? The maximum velocity will be the velocity attained by the car for the total interval of time. The maximum velocity of the car will be the total velocity of the car for the total left time. For the whole interval of time, what is the maximum velocity? So we will find the total time. So t1 will be v by alpha from first equation, t2 is equal to v by beta from second equation. Then we are adding the t1 plus t2, time interval t1, time interval t2. We are adding both the timings because these two timings when added up will give you the total timing elapsed t, which is given the statement. So t1 plus t2, this from here. So this is here. So T1 plus T2 is equal to T. So T1 is V by alpha, T2 is V by beta. So V common 1 by alpha, 1 by beta is equal to T. When you take the LCM alpha beta, it is alpha beta. So here you will remaining with beta, here you will remaining with alpha. So beta plus alpha by alpha beta is equal to T. So V is equal to alpha beta multiplied by T, and this will be this whole term, alpha beta will be in division. So alpha beta T divided by alpha plus beta is the maximum velocity attained by the car during the whole interval of time elapsed. So this is the first part. So this is the first part. Come on to second part. So for second part, because we have to find the total distance and we were having the velocity and timing. So it means I have to draw the graph for the given statement, then I will be able to find out the total distance. So as in the graph, it should be a, which graph? It should be a velocity time graph. It should be velocity time graph. So in the statement, and according to statement, what is given to us? A car is accelerating from rest at a constant rate alpha. It means the value of acceleration is alpha, and acceleration alpha is increasing because car is accelerating. Okay, so it means, let us suppose car is accelerating, it is having some slope. Okay, so this is alpha, this is alpha, means this alpha is showing that it is the acceleration of this particular slope or nothing else. So this alpha is just only the slope of this curve, and this slope is just telling you the acceleration. Okay, the car is starting from rest, it means starting from 0 and constantly accelerating, then it starts decelerating at constant rate beta, and then comes to that, means again it comes to 0, again it comes to 0. So clear? So now we are having the maximum velocity alpha beta T by alpha plus beta. So for the velocity time graph, whenever you have to find the total distance traveled, what you will do? We will only just find the area of the graph which is given to us, or you can say area under the curve for the velocity time graph. It means for here, just rub it. So area under the curve. So it is a triangle. It means let us, it is O, it is A, it is B. So area of triangle OAB is equal to half of AD multiplied by OB. So OB is nothing, it is T. So half of AD is the Vmax. AD is nothing, it is the maximum velocity. And what is maximum velocity? This is, so AD is Vmax into OB. OB is T, total elapsed time T. It means area of triangle OAB, or you can say total distance traveled will be equal to half into alpha beta into T divided by alpha plus beta. So what is it? alpha beta t square divided by 2 multiplied by alpha plus beta. So this is the total distance traveled. So this is the total distance traveled by the car. So both the two parts will be solved like this way. In the first part we have found the maximum velocity of the car. In the second part we have found the total distance traveled. So because for finding total distance we have to draw the graph, velocity time graph, and from that graph we will find the area under the curve, then we will find the total distance. So we will draw the graph as in the statement. The car is starting from rest, accelerating at a constant alpha, then it is decelerating with a constant alpha beta, then it comes to 0. So we are drawing the graph, so we are taking the area of this graph, then we will find the solution. So area of triangle OAB will be equal to half of AD multiplied by OB, and OB is nothing, it is the total elapsed time t which is given in the statement, and AD is nothing, it is the maximum velocity attained by the car, that is equal to alpha beta t divided by alpha plus beta. So put the values, we will find the total distance traveled by the car. Clear? Let us move to the next question. So question is that a particle is moving and the position of the particle is given by the equation y is equal to a sine kx minus omega t. Find the maximum velocity of the particle. So what will be given to us? So we will be given position of the particle. Position of particle will be given as y is equal to a sine omega t minus kx. Okay. So we have to find the velocity. So this is the position. It means when we differentiate this position with respect to time, we will find the velocity. So it means we have to find dy by dt. So we are having formula y is equal to x to the power n, then dy by dx will be equal to n x to the power n minus 1. So here dy by dt. So a is a constant. So sine of whole angle. We know that sine of d by dx of sine x will be equal to how much? Cos x. So a cos omega t minus kx, and because this t is having omega, so omega is also in multiplication. So now question is that why this is in multiplication. So this is the formula, this is the direct formula, you have to remember it. But suppose you are having sine 2x. So let us try to solve it. Sine 2x you are having, y is equal to sine 2x. Okay. So y is equal to sine t, where t is equal to 2x. Okay. So dy by dt, it is how much? Cos of t. Because sin x ka, so differentiation of sin x will be cos x, and differentiation of sin t is cos t. Now dt by dx, it is 2. Clear? So multiplying d by dt into dt by dx, you will get 2 cos t, and t, value of t is 2 cos 2x. Clear? So it means dy by dt is equal to omega a cos omega t minus kx. Okay, so dy by dt is this. So you have to find the velocity of the particle. So this is also known as velocity of the particle. So omega a cos of omega t minus kx. Suppose we have to find the maximum velocity. So maximum velocity will be when this whole term will be equal to 1. It means V maximum will be equal to omega. So this is the value of maximum velocity for the particle, which is having equation y is equal to a sin omega t minus kx. Okay, so you find the V max is equal to omega a. So in this way we will solve the numerical problems in a better and efficient way by going step by step. So you just go through this lecture. If some doubt is there, you can ask me. Till then, take care, be safe, stay at home. Thank you so much.